Welcome to Peace News Now. Drop in and opt out. Hello, welcome to Peace News Now. This is the Daily Peace, your 5-minute update on the growing peaceful resistance around the globe. Today is Friday, December 7th, 2012. I'm your host, Derek J. Let's get started. From CBS Chicago, the parents of a 15-year-old boy who was allegedly strip-searched at a high school last month have filed lawsuit against the Chicago Public Schools. He came home crying, so I asked him why he was crying, said the boy's father, Anthony Woodman, and he was like hysterical. He tells me he's been strip-searched. It allegedly happened at Taft High School last month. His mother, Michelle Woodman, said she contacted the CBS 2 investigators, quote, so that this doesn't happen to anyone else. No one should go through what our son went through, end quote. The student said 2 security guards, a Chicago police officer and a female assistant principal, took him from a room where he was serving an in-school suspension to a nearby washroom on the 2nd floor. Asked if the officer or assistant principal said anything, the student said, "They told me they had an anonymous tip. They were looking for drugs." He said, while the others watched, one of the security guards put him against the wall of a bathroom stall, so his back was to the guards. "And then he searched me with my clothes on," the boy said. "Then he told me to remove my belt. As I undid my belt, he pulled my pants and underwear down to my knees. After that, he started grabbing and searching my privates," the boy said. He said they did not find any drugs. As for the strip search, his father said there needs to be consequences for what they did to him. Now his parents are suing everyone allegedly involved, and Chicago Public Schools and City of Chicago. "What we are claiming is that his civil rights were violated when he was strip-searched without cause and unreasonably," said Julie Herrera, the Woodman's attorney. "The way it was done was outrageous," Herrera said. "Having a 15-year-old boy have to have a woman, an older woman, watch him with his pants down while he is touched by another man? I think it is horribly humiliating and embarrassing." The assistant principal who allegedly watched the strip search declined to comment, referring questions to the Chicago Public Schools Law Department. A Chicago Public Schools spokeswoman said that their policy is that, quote, under no circumstances are strip searches of students allowed on Chicago public school premises, end quote. The Chicago Public School Policy Manual also prohibits washroom searches. Spokeswomen for both Chicago Public Schools and the Chicago Police Department said they cannot comment on this case until their investigation is complete. This episode of the Daily Peace is brought to you by AfterRonPaul.com. Are you disappointed with the outcome of the presidential election? Disillusioned with politics altogether? Visit AfterRonPaul.com to learn what other liberty lovers are doing to achieve freedom in their lifetimes. Just because the love-evolution is over doesn't mean you should stop working toward freedom. Join the Liberty Evolution. We're just getting started. AfterRonPaul.com. And the Associated Press reports from Lansing, Michigan, Republicans slammed right-to-work legislation through the Michigan House and Senate Thursday, drawing raucous protests from throngs of stunned union supporters whose outnumbered Democratic allies were powerless to stop it. Just hours after they were introduced, both chambers approved measures prohibiting private unions from requiring that non-union employees pay fees. The Senate quickly followed by voting to impose the same requirement on most public unions. Details of the bills weren't made publicly available until they were read aloud on both floors as debate began. The chaos drew raucous protests from hundreds of union supporters, some of whom were pepper-sprayed by police when they tried to storm the Senate chamber. Democrats denounced the bills as an attack on worker rights, but the GOP sponsor insisted that they would boost the economy and jobs. 8 people were arrested for resisting and obstructing when they tried to push past 2 troopers guarding the Senate door. The troopers used pepper spray after the people refused to obey orders to stop. Snyder and the GOP leaders insisted that the legislation was not meant to weaken unions or collective bargaining, saying it would make unions more responsive to their members. Senate Democratic leader Gretchen Whitmer said she was livid. "These guys have lied to us all along the way," she said. "They're pushing through the most divisive legislation they could come up with in the dark of the night at the end of a lame duck session, and then they're going to hightail it out of town. It's cowardly." That's all the time we have for today. For more peaceful news reports like this one, visit our website at peacenewsnow.com. If you've got a story you'd like to share, you can submit your own show content right from the show website. Remember to connect with PNN on social networks and send your love mail to contact@peacenewsnow.com. For Peace News Now and the Daily Peace, I'm Derek J. Peace.